Thank you, Joe. It's time to go. Hey, hey.
Protesters gathered on the steps of the White House yesterday calling for the president to pass the torch and leave the presidential race. Well, less than 24 hours later, that's exactly what happened. Welcome back to KREM 2 News. President Joe Biden announced in a letter this morning he will not be seeking re-election and he's withdrawing his candidacy. But what does that mean for his running mate, Vice President Kamala Harris, and the open Democratic nomination? Entails with our National Verified team breaks down what happens next.
President Joe Biden will no longer seek a second term. He announced today that he is withdrawing his candidacy. This after weeks of pressure from voters and fellow Democrats to step aside, given his age and recent struggles in public appearances. Biden has been the presumptive nominee for months, having easily won nearly every primary in a mostly uncontested race. But he was never actually officially nominated. That process happens in August. So what happens now? Who becomes the nominee? In his announcement, Biden said his current vice president, Kamala Harris, should be the new nominee. But will it automatically be her? Let's verify. Our sources include Democratic Party rules, various state laws, the U.S. Supreme Court, and Elaine Kamarck, a senior fellow at Brookings. Even though voters make their preference known in primaries and caucuses, the nominee is actually decided by delegates at the Democratic National Convention. Delegates are assigned to vote for a candidate based on the results of their state's primary. Party rules say, quote, delegates elected to the National Convention, pledged to a presidential candidate, shall in good conscience reflect the sentiments of those who elected them. But that phrase, in all good conscience, provides some wiggle room. Experts say it means delegates could be released from their obligations if the candidate they're assigned to drops out. And at that point, they become free agents. There's no rule that says delegates would automatically be bound to some other candidate. That means, no, Kamala Harris will not automatically become the nominee. So, what actually happens instead? All of the nearly 4,000 Biden delegates are allowed to cast their vote for anyone they want. This is called a brokered convention, and it's how nominees used to be decided until primaries became the norm. Anyone can throw their hat in the ring and jockey for those delegates' votes. Delegates are mostly local party operatives, or sometimes just hardcore voters chosen by their party at the statewide conventions. If, after the first vote, no candidate has a majority, a few hundred party elders, called superdelegates, are also allowed to participate in the next round. The delegates vote over and over again until someone wins a majority. So, this process historically involves a lot of chaos and backroom deals. With your Verify, I'm Entails.